Listen to what the eyewitness said. She was there. She heard everything that went on, and she saw everybody that ran away from the scene. So look, I want y'all to pay attention to one thing, man. RP to Takeoff before anything, man. I just talked to his auntie, his cousin, and I just talked to his wife. Y'all gotta really understand, Cardi B sitting back like, why would Quavo even tell his security to even up on his friend? They grew up together. Quavo was out. Him and Takeoff, he was out. Once Offset got out of jail, then he got on. P-Ben put them on a long time ago when they did the Versace song. That's how they was able to do the feature. Like, I want y'all to pay attention. Designer just came out and said that Quavo instantly told the security guard, take that money from him. Go ahead, hit him up. Y'all gotta really understand then, once the security guard reached to the back, security guard up, but the security guard had to instantly duck down because, Offset, he already upped on the security because he looking like, I already don't trust y'all and y'all trying to get down on me. So this a revolving door, y'all. I always tell y'all, y'all need to pay attention to y'all surroundings. Pay attention to everybody who realize sit back there and plot on you, because it be the people you around that's gonna get you sent up or in an untimely demise, man. I want y'all to really pay attention. Quavo sat there and was crying, but you gotta understand, man, it was his security that did it. So I want y'all to let y'all know this is coming straight from Designer and it's coming straight from Cardi B. I want y'all to really understand what's going on, man. Open y'all eyes to the fact that this is crazy. But at the end of the day, we know for a fact that things like this happen, and Charleston White, he spoke out against it, and Charleston White said that this is something that we knew was gonna happen. Quavo, he set up, that was his uncle, you feel me? Like, at the end of the day, but we know for a fact that they already said that Quavo already put the bag on his, you feel me? They already put the bag up, man. And the only reason they put the bag up is because Offset sat there and came out and tried to go in on the Migos, all because they was doing their own stuff and he wanted to venture off and do something on his own, but whole time it don't go like that. At the end of the day, we know for a fact, people gotta open their eyes to what's really going on, and this is a revolving door. So we all know that one thing, this could be easily avoided if they wouldn't have been shooting dice. This is the same thing that happened with Duke the Jeweler, RP Duke the Jeweler. Same thing at the game.
I mean, it's awful. The facts are is that they had a game going on earlier at the bowling alley, and a fight altercation broke loose, and they said they heard 5 rings. 2 other people were hit, and they were brought privately to the hospital. Apparently, from what I read, Takeoff, they initially tried to move him, and then Quavo asked for help, and
that's when everything just broke out. Yeah, because they was wondering, like, why would the security even, have it on them at the game? Like, they had like full security, because you got to look at the fact that the Migos, both of them had more people with them than Offset. Offset was only with his homie and his security, but the security, by the time his security even turned around, because it was Offset trying to fade Quavo. So you gotta understand, the only people who stand around watching him is the security. So that's the only reason why he was able to get basically you feel me, like hit up like that, because you gotta understand one thing. When you in these streets, you can't sit there and let nobody, real talk, y'all already know you can't sit there and let nobody run up on you while you shoot, because he was on one knee. Once he looked up, he instantly, that's my money, you know how, he instantly, that's burnt money, man. And soon as Offset grabbed the money, Takeoff grabbed his wrist. Once Takeoff grabbed his wrist, Takeoff while ring, it scratched Offset like right above the little bone right there. Offset instantly tried to up on him. That's why everything broke loose, because they was shooting 500s at a time, man. He was side betting with 300, huh? I got 300 side bet. Like, this what I always tell y'all. Y'all remember what happened at the 4PF with Offset?
I mean, and the thing is we know that Takeoff, he's one of the youngest members of Migos, and from what I hear, Quavo was his uncle. Offset was also his cousin.
Yeah.
So it's a whole family affair.
Yeah, and you gotta understand, the people who they sat back and said that Cardi B left with was the same people that they said that Quavo pulled up with. So you gotta understand, she didn't know the magnitude of what was going on, because nobody finna study, sit right there and be like, oh, I wanna see Quavo, what happened? Because when she walked from the back, she looking like, why is everybody standing around looking down? And whole time it was because of what happened with Quavo. I mean, it was the whole time it was what happened with Quavo when he grabbed Offset wrist after it was burnt money. Y'all know how it is when you shooting dice and you in the hood.
I mean, and the thing is we know a couple hours before the incident happened, Takeoff had been posting selfies from the alley, you know, where Quavo was posting videos earlier in the night. That, you know, they were driving around with Jay Prince, who was celebrating his birthday.
Yeah, so you gotta understand that they said that the dude who really put the bug in his ear, who put the bug in Quavo's ear, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was the dude who basically put the bag up that I told y'all. I kept telling y'all, watch who y'all around, because them be the ones to basically take you out the game, man, take your spot, because it be like some jealousy going on, man. And you gotta understand, man, none of his ops pulled up.
No, I mean, this was 2:30 in the morning, so we know what happened.
We know what happened, but you gotta understand, they kept saying that Lil Baby, one of them 4PF, one of them, you feel me? One of them top notch, one of them, you feel me?
Right.
They sent one of them up there just to like keep tabs on him, make sure he monitored. You feel me?
You know how it goes.
That's the only reason why they was able to get up on him like that. His head was down, man.
Yeah.
He was shooting dice, and they instantly ran right up on him, man. But you gotta understand, the security is the one that blew.
Security always knows.
He was the one that was blowing.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is we see time and time again things like this happen, and we know, you know, that you're drinking, you're shooting dice, and it's the last thing anyone expected to happen. Because
you would think that the guys you shoot dice with is gonna be the ones who basically see the trouble before it happened, because
it's your own blood, your uncle. It's you know what I mean? Like your own blood.
And a lot of people sit back and don't really take full initiative and take heed to what's going on. But if you really open your eyes, this is something that we all know could have easily been avoided, because if you pay attention to one thing, the Sprinter van that they was in, it was a Benz. So you gotta understand, whenever you purchase a Benz, the motors is German made, man. You gotta understand that they was able to get up out of that before they even started blowing. But once they noticed that it was instantly the security, they instantly, hold on, man. Why? Who paid him? Did 4PF get in his ear?
Right.
And people don't understand this. People look at it from a whole different perspective. When you actually, in all actual reality, can really sit back and be like, you know what? I ain't gonna leave myself down this path. And Charleston White has some interesting things to say about this. Charleston White say, Offset should have never been at no bowling alley at no 2 or no 1 in the morning. So what Charleston White said, it sound good. It sound like this is like this is what, you feel me? Because Charleston White knows what happened, because he's connected. He lives in Houston.
Right, not far from where, you know,
from everything that happened. R.I.P. to Offset, man. R.I.P. to Duke the Jeweler. At the end of the day, they said Boosie pulled up to check on Offset. They say Tootie won't hop out the car and start crying. No, Offset, no. Like, at the end of the day, KIP, Offset, man. like at the end of the day, man, we already know this is something that we all can really take heed to, because it's people sitting back looking like Boosie them in 2 months, and then why is Boosie them at that, like even where they was even shooting dice at, they was right there where they shooting dice at, because Boosie, he conducts all the dice games. So you gotta understand, Jay Prince Jr. told Boosie, man, throw a dice game for the Migos, man, don't be like that. They instantly, I bet. Boosie instantly set everything up. Next thing you know, look what happened. Hey man, I wanna let y'all know this is a revolving door, man. RIP Takeoff, man.
Road. Say y'all he on side the road right here. He can't move, y'all. Let's get him. Who the car done shut off? You stay in your lane, I stay in my lane. And that would never have no problem. It's always we'll get with it now, man. If he has some money, I'll assume. I always will get with this person, get with that person. No, man, I'm in my lane. So why I need this? I don't want to. No, I'm in my lane.
T.I., he was kind of in the wrong for even making the song after he said that he squashed it with him. So if you really look at one thing, this is a revolving door. This is something that we all know for a fact that it could really affect T.I. in the end. And you got to understand, it could basically postpone the whole TV show. Listen to what he said. He the one that kept the beef ongoing. So you gotta really look at...
Robbers don't need to be with thieves. Thieves don't need to be with con man. That's where y'all get it, man. You wake up from your castle, you go cross the railroad tracks, I go cross the railroad tracks. If we bump into each other in the process of us putting game down, what's up? Keep it moving. We dapping, keep moving. We don't stop putting game down.
T.I. talked about him in the song. You got to understand one thing. Charleston White, he know that T.I. sent that message for him. That's why he made the song. And if you really pay attention to it, if they keep his name in the algorithm, it's going to keep rolling. So you got to understand, every time they try to like instantly like throw some shade on him and try to make it to where he can't do no shows in Atlanta, y'all got to look at the fact that he's still gonna be boosting himself up because he's still going live. Y'all gotta understand one thing, man, and if we really realize what's really going on, this is why Boosie left from T.I. house and said, I ain't going back over there. Y'all gotta really look at that, man. They supposed to have a TV show going on right now. Y'all know for a fact that Charleston White already leaked the information that Tootie Raw, he said that he didn't feel comfortable being at T.I. house after this just went on, knowing that Boosie and them ain't even speak out, but T.I. and them spoke out. Listen to what Charleston White just said, y'all.
Let me see your game. Let me see your game. And compare game? No. If the game is meant, then the game go come. No. Man, I don't get it at all. It's like, man, I don't get it. It's like on a daddy. It's on a babysitter. It's like you need to get with Kanye. No, I don't. We might have a meeting spot. We meet up at that meeting spot. Or we don't meet up at all.
Right there. And Duke leaned over and said, what's the problem?
Exactly. Like, y'all mad? Y'all like, it, like, you know how Boosie kept on whistling and doing all that? They looking down like, man, the dude even shaking his head. He's shaking his head like, man, this man study taking our money. And you know, person to put on a persona or put on this little face like they ain't mad, but really they jealous. You see what I'm saying? We know this for a fact. We see it all the time. And for a person who already been through those walks of life, you get to spot it quick. For a person who just learning how to do stuff like that, you feel me?
Yeah,
like they think that you don't notice it quick enough. When just because you don't say nothing, that don't mean. You know, some people let stuff build up. They said that they let that build up, man. They said they let him take all that money and then left with it, put it in the bags. He left with the bags. Instantly, he instantly went to go meet Boosie now. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, and and I'm gonna tell you one thing. That wasn't the first time he was at that game with Boosie now. Remember, if y'all looked at the first video, he was at the game in that same elevator 2 times. You see what I'm saying? With different clothes on. Like, people gotta really pay attention to this, man. Nah, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, people gotta be mindful. You really have to be mindful. Because the same people who sit back and watch this whole situation, man, and wonder like, oh, why this ain't been come out? The reason certain stuff ain't been come out is because these the same people. You feel me? Like, these the same people, man. Boosie know for a fact that he could have avoided that. This what I'm talking about. Right here. This hotel. This the same one.
Is that the picture before the concert?
Ain't nobody. They saying that this is the one where he was right in there finna go in the building. You see the hotel? You see him? Look. You see the dude that he with, right?
Yeah, he ain't by himself.
Come on now. Come on now. Did they do something to them too? Come on now. He not by himself. He taking a picture with one of the guys. Like I said on this channel from the beginning, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. He with somebody the whole time. Like, come on, man.
The person that's taking the picture.
Exactly. And who's taking the picture? It's the girl again. Come on now.
How come we don't know no videos or no pictures of her? She at least put her face in or something.
Hey, boy, they don't want to show old girl, boy. They don't want to show old girl on no pictures. You feel me? They don't want her face out there, boy. Because it was a backdoor situation that went on over here. Hit the like button if y'all think he was backdoor. He trusted too many people out there, boy, because he came out there with somebody and they end up saying, yeah. Remember, Boosie said they went to the car. They. I told y'all this like 5 minutes ago. Rewind this video. Rewind this live so you can hear me saying it. Like this video, share this video to Facebook or whatever. Hey, look. He was with somebody the whole time, y'all. And am I tweaking? Come on now.
So do you think they had something to do with it as well? Because they ain't been named, they didn't get hit, touched. The female ain't been brought up. I mean, as far as her face, what her name is, nobody know nothing about who he was with.
Exactly. Don't act like he was by himself. And then whole time, come to find out, he was. You see how everything it make it seem like he was by himself. You feel me? But then look at this. I'm finna show y'all something. Show y'all something, man. Cause this sad, man. This sad, boy. And they say Duke was the main one who was supplying them with the Bugattis and the VVS's and the, you feel me, emerald cuts. You feel me? He didn't make the princess cut diamonds only because he liked the Bugattis because they worth more. Hey, I want y'all to really look at what's going on, man. That man out there, boy. That man out there, boy. That man was out there with somebody. And if I go out of town and I don't want everybody in my business, I'm gonna have my girl and one of my homies who I know who will instantly get down with me. You feel me? Anybody do that because you from the hood. He from the hood, so he thinks just like us. If y'all think Duke from the hood and he was backdoor to set up or something, boy, hit the like button. It's crazy because ain't nobody coming out with this information. And when y'all hear somewhere else, just be like, okay, we know where this came from. Hey, at the end of the day, we already know me and my man's on here, man. We just solved something. You feel me? Again. Boy, at the end of the day, we know this, man. We know this for a fact, boy. And people not being mindful and taking this into consideration or taking full initiative and holding themselves accountable for basically thinking that somebody was capping. If y'all think this cap, hit the like button. If y'all think that Duke